Well, there's a lot of like and dislike about the decision that the Eagles made of re-signing Sam Bradford to a 2-year deal. Now, before this signing, I was on the fence on whether to bring Bradford back or not. I did not like the amount of money that supposedly Bradford was asking for originally, and even the money that he did get in this contract. I don't feel like he was worth it. I mean, his contract is up there on the same level of like Drew Brees, Ryan Tannehill even. I think Ryan Tannehill's a better quarterback. But uh, I don't think he's worth that money for a guy to never even play a playoff game in 7 years. So there's a lot of reason to criticize, but also at the same time, once players like Kirk Cousins was taken off the board, he was re-signed, and other quarterbacks that would have been a good replacement for Sam Bradford if they would have went that route. Once those quarterbacks were off the board, what other option did the Eagles really have? Honestly, because you need to do something. You need to do something, and I think short term signing Bradford was the right thing. He is familiar with the locker room. He has a coach that will come in and let him use his mind at the quarterback position. He was limited under Chip Kelly, just like every other quarterback that played under Chip Kelly. So, it'll be nice to see if Bradford can actually progress like they say he can, apparently. Doug Peterson says that he thinks the best years for Bradford are ahead of him. Well, for our sake, I hope that that is the truth. I really hope that that is the truth. I was in favor of him coming back for that reason, just because the options were limited in free agency and everything. I mean, it was really limited. I like the 2-year deal. I like the amount of time with him. Now, what I think that the Eagles should do going forward, now that we have a starting quarterback going forward, is draft a quarterback early, I think. Maybe not necessarily the first round. I would say within the first 3 rounds, if there's a quarterback that they feel that is worthy of a higher draft pick to could potentially be a quarterback for years to come, then I'm all for it. And let him kind of sit back and observe and learn that way, and then instead of just throwing him in the fire, because I think historically that is bad for a quarterback coming out of college in their rookie year. So I hope that that's what they do. I like Paxton Lynch. I like him. So, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But if I'm Doug Peterson, that's the route that I'm going. You got Bradford. You got the immediate starter for the immediate future. Long term, draft a guy and let him mold and groom. So we'll see. Mark Sanchez, I think again, he's another quarterback that we have that is 50-50 as far as approval, fan approval. But he's a solid backup in my opinion until he actually gets the call to go out there on that field. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he's Mark Sanchez. So yeah, I mean, if he don't have to start more than 2 or 3 games in a row, I think we're all right. But then that's the other question mark with Sam Bradford. An issue that a lot of people have is the fact of his injury history. So, Bradford's not the answer long term, definitely. I'm hoping he comes out and proves us all wrong. Obviously, because the ultimate goal is always a Super Bowl championship, not an appearance. not NFC champions, runner up in the NFC championship. No, a Super Bowl championship. Have that parade down Broad Street, man. You know, so that's the ultimate goal. So I'm just hoping that we're going in that right direction. You know, I think it's way too early because I know a lot of radio talk show hosts. Some of them want to predict next year's record with the roster as it stands now, which I think is stupid. It's ridiculous because you still have the draft. The free agency hasn't even gotten here yet. There's going to be potentially a lot of changes, at least with the draft. You're going to have a lot of new faces. There's already been, people cut. One thing I love that they're doing so far this offseason is re-signing key players. The only players that are left that really need to get it done is, of course, Fletcher Cox. He needs to, get a deal done like now. And I really, really, really want Walter Thurman to come back as well. So, we'll see. We'll see. I'm actually, honestly, not expecting us to be too, busy in free agency, making a lot of noise. Something that under the last 2 or 3 years, we were kind of like always on SportsCenter, NFL Network for, the Eagles are going after this guy, or the Eagles are just signing this guy. He's coming in for a visit, and I'm actually tired of all that. I miss those days of Andy Reid where you don't really know what the Eagles are going to do, and if they do it, they're low-key about it, Like, everything's calm, man. I actually miss those days. So hopefully, I know Doug Peterson is under the Andy Reid umbrella. I'm kind of hoping he takes that attribute from Andy Reid and applies it with his head coaching position with the Eagles. We'll see, man. I'm ranting. I'm just going on right now. So that's all I got right now, man. Let's just always keep the faith in this team, trying to keep a positive outlook. And whoever's wearing green, I will support. Sometimes it's hard, and I get vocal, and I show my displeasure, but, hey, you're wearing Eagles green, man. Of course, I want you to succeed. So, I'll be back around draft time. That's it, man. Go Birds.